Oh my god. On why Oreos are not burgers, acridstringray3, February of
I'm not
2020.
sticking around for this.
It has recently been brought to my attention that the headmaster of the prestigious God Gamer Academy, aka GGA, and first place runner of the Hollow Knight any percent no major glitches category, Fireborn, believes that the common candy Oreo to classify as a burger, with second place runner Pestilent Box 2 backing him. In this essay, I will prove this take to be one of the most hideous quality, something that could only be born of a mind that has been lost to the throes of grinding an optimized category on such a bad game, and why Oreos are most definitely not something that should qualify as a burger, being closer to a cookie or maybe even a sandwich. So, as to simplify the process, we will focus on the original brand of Oreo, as indicated by the brand's official webpage. No other varieties, such as the dipped kind, will be considered. What is a burger? In order to start off the right foot, we must first arrive at a consensus on what a burger is. Oxford's dictionary burger definition is as follows. Beef cut into small pieces and made into a flat round shape that is then fried, often served in a bread roll. Merriam-Webster's, on the other hand, redirects us over to the hamburger entry, which reads ground beef. Wikipedia's page on burgers also defines them as a food consisting of one or more cooked patties of ground meat, usually beef, placed inside a sliced bread roll or bun. The patty may be pan-fried, grilled, smoked, or flame broiled. Finally, if we want a definition that is not so formal, or closer to slang, we can head over to the commonly referred to website Urban Dictionary, where the top definition of burger is a person who royally sucks at simple tasks. Since this does not seem relevant to the topic at hand, we'll use the next definition: minced and reformed beef in a vaguely disc-shaped slab, cooked and placed inside a bread roll, possibly along various vegetables and sauces. Usually the meat is sourced from cheap offcuts and has a higher than average fat content. That being said, there is something distinctly refreshing about biting into a great greasy burger once every so often. These definitions are varied, but there are obvious common elements to them. A burger must be made out of ground meat, preferably beef, must be of round or disc shape, and must be cooked through some sort of short-term heating process, which excludes baking and the likes. How do Oreos compare to burgers? Having arrived at this conclusion, we must now look at the other side of the coin, Oreos, and draw a comparison between the two to prove whether or not they are similar enough to be considered one and the same. We'll go about this point by point. That is to say, we'll analyze the Oreos' ingredients, cooking process, and shape separately, adding them all together at the end of this essay as a finisher. Oreos are mostly made up of sugar, flour, oil, and cocoa, with other ingredients added to the mix here and there. However, it is worth noting that beef, or even any sort of meat, much less ground meat, is most definitely not an ingredient in the whole process. This seems to directly clash with what a burger is supposed to be already, seeing as how we determined a burger must be made out of ground meat. This reinforces our initial hypothesis of Fireborn's statement being ridiculous. Moving on. The Oreo cooking process is simpler than it may first appear. The ingredients are blended together, with water being added to them, thickened to a dough, then pressed, molded, and baked, with the sugary cream Oreo is known for added afterwards. This also seems to be in direct conflict with burgers, seeing as how the heating process is a slow form bake rather than a faster form grilling or similar. With 2 out of the 3 characteristics not matching with the burgers, and arguably the 2 most important ones, seeing how there's plenty of non-edible things shaped like a disc, Fireborn's sentence can be very much completely discarded, with Oreos remaining an entity that is most definitely not a burger. However, we'll entertain the last point just for completion's sake. Oreos do in fact have a round disc shape, which matches up with the burger's description. However, thinking that the shape alone is enough to consider 2 different objects to be the same is simply ludicrous, and a thought that I do not even think deserves to be entertained. All of this considered, it seems rather obvious that, as first stated and ratified on the earlier section, Fireborn's take is one of the worst quality and simply objectively wrong. A take of this level of wrongness may even call to question the individual's capacity to effectively lead the prestigious GGA. Is a man who considers Oreos to be burgers really deserving of one's Hollow Boy's praise and admiration? Personally, the author will no longer be able to read the words, "Hey, you there," without feeling a profound sadness and disappointment. Never meet your heroes, as they say.